Welcome back and now tune into the other side. The other side of sports is your host Laws in the building. Of course, I got Ern with me. D might jump in a little bit later and join us. We here going to talk about it. For starters, just before we get into anything, subscribe to the channel. You already know. Click the subscribe button. Share the content. Get with us. Um, Another thing on tap. Shout out to Linnell Willingham, young. I just gotta big you up, dog, for going hard in the paint today on the radio, dog. I don't listen to the radio much because I feel like it's all like it's just real soft at times when it comes to being critical of these teams in this area. And today you debunked that. You debunked that completely. So I just want to shout you out. Uh Before we get into some sports and stuff, got a question of the day. Question of the day comes in. This real life right here. It says, my girlfriend and I were together for 4 years. And when we got together, her son was 2 years old. I accepted him as a part of my girlfriend and was involved in his life until now. The father wasn't around, so we had a pretty strong bond with each other and we had fun together. I was somewhat of a father figure to him. In the last year of the relationship with my girlfriend, everything went downhill in the relationship wise for me. I wasn't happy anymore and wasn't getting the fulfillment that I desired from the relationship. My girlfriend always had something else to prioritize over me. I'm not talking about her son because if it was that, I would understand. Whether that was her girlfriends, her hobbies, despite efforts to resolve this, it didn't work out for me. I felt guilty for wanting to end a relationship, but I was still unhappy and realized that I had to make a selfish decision of breaking up and find my own happiness. I tried so
This a
hard to
man
make it
talking?
work. This is a man. I
Okay.
tried so hard to make it work, but you know Bama's be emotional, dog. You know that it's a lot of emotional
22 Jump
music.
Street.
You
Yeah.
already know. You already know. I tried so hard to make it work, but it isn't going. Oh, there you go, D. Here we go. All right, D in the building.
Yeah,
Uh,
late meeting. All right.
it's all good, dog. So we just going through the question of the day.
Okay.
So it says I tried so hard to make it work, but it isn't going to work. I'm going to have to accept that. I by no means hate my ex. We just had different expectations for our relationship. The breakup was really hard on my ex. For the past weeks, I had been getting texts and calls from her daily, borderline begging me to come back, but I had made a decision and I'm standing by it. This eventually stopped. After this, she asked if I still wanted to be a part of her son's life because he has been asking for me ever since I have stopped coming around and he is having a hard time with me not being around. She said that I'm like a dad for him and that it would mean the world for him if I stayed a part of his life. But but truth be told, I don't want to be a part of his life anymore. He is a great kid and I know this breakup hurts him just as much. I feel guilty about this, but I also know that I don't want that in my life anymore. I want to enjoy my single life and build my own future, and I don't want to have her son to be a part of that. I definitely won't be dating women with kids anymore in the future to avoid painful situations like these. What should I do? So essentially, in a nutshell, he was dating a younger for 4 years.
Hmm.
Had she has a son that was 2 when y'all first started dating. Now he's 4. Y'all broke up because the relationship just flamed out for whatever for plethora of reasons. She wants you to still be a part of her son's life because he doesn't really have a father figure there to kind of help guide him and stuff, and she values your father figure input in his life.
Not
You've
enough to
devoted.
maintain the relationship though.
Well, she's begging for him back.
No, I'm saying don't wait until back. I'm saying during the
Oh yeah.
time I'm sure he
Oh
complaining
yeah.
like this is an issue, that's an issue. You didn't value him in your son's life because once he's in your son's life, at that point, that's probably at 2 years old who your son knows is dad. Like, because you're not really recalling, 1 years
Mhm,
old
mhm,
or wherever his real father is if he's not around at all. So
mhm.
I think this is the tricky part of trying to date while having children, and also dating fast, like including somebody in your kid's life. How long do you wait? Like, because 2 years, that's basically daddy to the little baby. And that's probably why she's so distraught. She probably more worried about how the kid perceives who his dad is in his mind being gone than what she actually feels from the relationship.
Yeah, who knows what kind of situation where she's like, yeah, call dad, and he think it's him, and calling, so, sometimes you get to playing house, and it just,
Playing house, there it is.
yeah, I think, I mean, he kind of said his sentiments at the end, like he not trying to be a part of the kid's life, and he feels guilty, and I think that's part of what's driving all of this is the guilt factor because he feels bad for the little man, but unfortunately, well, if you want to be a mentor, that may be different, and there's a way to kind of do that, but it's hard to do that with somebody you're in relationship with
He said he
because
don't want that either. He don't want to be a part of a kid's life.
Yeah, he can't be a mentor at this point. That door done closed being a mentor. Mentorship is out the window. You already know. They got a history. Him and the baby mama got a history. How you gonna have a
I
mentorship?
mean the fact that after he was like, "Nah, I'm done with it," she pulled the kid card to try to me that sounds manipulative, like she's trying to
Narcissism.
like.
That's what they
I
would say
was,
to us. Narcissism.
I mean, I just said it seemed like she was just like, well, do it for Johnny. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do it for me, do it for Johnny and come around and be like, so I can have I
Super
mean,
manipulative.
Were you
yeah,
thinking
bro.
about Johnny when the relationship went down the path that it went down? With
Yeah,
Johnny in that thought process? I'm just trying to.
probably not when she want to be in the streets, dog. That's what happens.
That's how you end up with a kid without a dad in the first place, wanting to be in the streets.
And that's why I always applaud any man that steps into in a situation like that where you that person already had that woman already has a child and you're stepping into that knowing that well that this could be an ending just like this.
Dog, that don't like those are rare commodities, dog. Like that's like finding $100 bill on the ground, walking on the streets. You're not gonna find that every day. I know of one man in my life that's been able to do that and do it successfully. It's not easy, dog. So I
It's not.
just yeah, it's just one of them situations, bro. Like you already see the writing on the wall. You're not really invested in the relationship. You're gonna have to fade like Jordan, dog. And that unfortunately, the kid is an innocent bystander,
Hmm.
but you're not necessarily, and I wouldn't hold you primarily responsible for that.
It's not
I
your
hold
problem.
the mother responsible for that because a responsible mother will put boundaries in place in order to protect these things from happening to her child, her family unit that could cause lasting damage, right? From an emotional standpoint. And her failure to kind of recognize that or be aware of that and move in a way that was conscious of that led to this situation, right? And so that's just how the cookie crumbles, bro. So if you're gonna go your way, go your way, go your way.
Mm.
Ah, tough one though.
It is, man. That boy all types of messed up now.
Yeah, I mean,
Did any of y'all ever date women with children when y'all was in the streets?
Never.
not
That's to me that
seriously.
to me that's off limits in my opinion. I mean, if you willingly know that she already has a child, I would completely
Yeah,
be like, I'm out of here.
I did it. I did it for a brief stint, but this was my thirst levels was out of control, and I was just like, I could. You think you're invincible? You could just do anything, and I quickly realized that it just wasn't gonna work because one, I I care too much. Like if I'd have did it, I'd still been a mentor today. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so, it just wasn't no like it
Yeah,
wasn't no
that'd be
way I
mixed
could.
signals like a mud,
Yeah,
man.
it's like
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying, like young. Why are you still visiting? Like young, this my little man. Woo, woo.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, bro. But that's how I am, though. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I realized that this jump was just, So I had to get out of there, though. I had to feel like Jordan in the fourth. It was.
And look though, some women think that is an insult to not want to date them because they had the child. But to me, I look at it from a different lens. That fact that it's not an insult to you, it's actually a benefit for your son because if I know me, I don't want me to be in that situation, and you don't want me to
Especially
be
if
in
you just the
that.
Bama child smash and dash,
That's an,
you don't want that around your son. You know what I'm
that's
saying? It's
it.
like, and I'm not even like, and I don't, I don't say that I know how long you gotta wait before you start making those introductions and stuff like that, or what the time frame should be, or whatever. Because I mean, it's tricky and it's probably case by case. Um, if I was doing a case study about it, and then I probably could like assess it and say, this, and that. I don't know, but
I would say don't even date until your kid's 7. Not date. I mean, youngest gonna do what they're gonna do, especially if they're in the streets.
Mhm.
But I mean, like introduction to your kid. If this not a guy who's your fiance, who it's a 75% chance y'all spending the rest of y'all life together, then
Mhm.
that Bama don't need to meet your kid until he passed the theta stage, though,
Mhm.
or she. It's just it's too tricky.
It's,
And
it,
and dudes is like dudes are play the role to get cheeks. That's the thing. You can't
yeah,
even trust real situations
Come
because
on,
right.
man. Let's play catch. Come
right,
on, man. What's up?
you
Back me
never
up,
know what a
little man.
dude's intentions is. And we
There's
know some of the creepiest creeps that would do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of things, and then it's like a light switch go on. So you just
then
gotta
they
be
be like,
careful.
you got to be careful, dog. You got to be careful. Um, order some sports, dog. Last night, your Giants, they caught a little mini L to the Dallas Cowboys. Daniel Jones, dog, his pocket awareness is 52, dog.
But come on, man. All right, I'm not saying his pocket awareness is good by any stretch of the imagination, but the amount of pressure he was getting last night was nonstop. Like you put any quarterback in that situation, and you tell me how successful they're going to be. I mean, really,
trust and believe. We gonna have a quarterback in that position this upcoming week.
who was
We
that?
gonna see Carson Wentz gonna have to deal with that same situation. The thing is, one thing that I think that y'all did do, and I think you kind of went away from it. But early on in the game, they had like little outlets for Daniel Jones, like quick outlets. Like if the pass wasn't there, it was like a quick outlet to the tight end, quick outlet to the tight end. And I was like, oh, okay, these Bama's game plan for it. But then they start trying to like go downfield and push the ball downfield. And I'm like, yo, they getting big pressure. You might want to fall back from that.
And the pressure was just crazy, man.
It was
Last night,
relentless, dog.
it was,
Cowboys
man.
defense is real.
And I felt like in that situation, that's where you need your $72 million wide receiver to not drop passes, uh, and play as a top flight wide receiver in Kenny Galladay. And he ain't
Dog,
do that last
is
night.
Kenny Galladay the biggest bust signing in the last couple years?
I'm just trying to. I know he had a lot of injuries before when he was in Detroit, but then it was like, what happened though? Can
Dog,
It
anybody
seems
explain to
like
me
he
what
mentally
happened?
checked out.
That's what. Well, I already know he got. This what happened though. See, last week the Bama only had two snaps
So he in
on
one of them
offense. So
chess
I think
games with the coaches.
so right there at that point, you already know if you have a top guy that's not getting the reps he should be getting, and you
you
got
already know.
the no name
The
backup
biggest
guy.
divas in the world, dog, are wide receivers, bro.
Yeah, yep. And that's the part I think that's playing a part, man. That I think he might have mentally checked out. I mean, some of the stuff he was just dropping past, I'm like, dude, you supposed to be you 6'4", at least use your height. You know what I mean? I just and your hands.
Are y'all waving him? You think, or you think they're
Nah,
gonna
it's
stick it
too
out?
much. You
Can't
know
wave
why?
that bread, dog. The
It's too
bread.
much dead money.
I thought he already got his bonus money. Let me see.
Nah, Yeah, I'm about to say you got to look at that because that's
Dog,
the part.
he got it was like he, he got a deal, dog.
And he can't. And jokers were making fun during preseason. In the offseason, they were saying how he couldn't get any separation. He don't know how to run routes. They were saying his route running was beltway. So I don't know.
At
Oh
72,
yeah,
did nobody scout him first?
y'all
That's
got
what
one
I'm.
more year because it's 14.7 million to cut him after.
Ah.
So that's what I got. So we're gonna. It's not gonna happen until after the season. Then Dick.
So
No,
dog, he
after
about to
next
come.
season.
Oh my bad. After next season, even
Oh,
worse.
so he just gonna mess up your locker room then.
That's
Y'all
I
gonna
mean,
have
y'all
to
don't
y'all
have a
gonna
bunch of superstars. It might be worth just go ahead cutting them and eat the L right now.
what I was just getting ready to say. Because I know that next year we're supposed to be having a lot more money, and we
what
don't
it,
have a franchise quarterback on the roster. So I
well,
mean,
y'all just lost Sterling to ACL.
So they're gonna have to get. I mean, at a certain
He going
point, coaches gonna have to check their egos as well. We know wide receivers are divas, especially the ones when you pay them. Like they got to meet halfway. It's one thing to try to prove a point. You the coach, you're gonna do it my way. I get all of that. I do. But at a certain point, you got to get the most out of what you have. And if you know certain guys is delicate, maybe you got to try a different approach. You got to figure it out because, like you said, ACL with Sterling, he out for over a year. Like you got to figure. Y'all don't have receivers, and that was glaring
that
a
was
little bit
yeah.
yesterday. I feel like y'all are quarterback and receivers away from actually being a really good team.
and Kadarius Toney, he was hurt yesterday. He
Yeah.
had a hamstring joint. And the thing about this, the thing, and people don't talk a whole lot about this, but I want to get rid of this daggone turf we got, this turf field. I mean, we've been leading the league in injuries for the last like 4 or 5 seasons. It's like, when are you gonna change out the turf? Everybody knows when you on that turf, you get hurt more. You see a lot more people with ACLs. I want to look at the data to see if there's a correlation with the field with teams that have injuries compared to
Mm.
grass. Cause to me, it doesn't make sense why we have so many injuries every single year. Our offensive line is all bang. All of our offensive linemen, for the most part, in the interior, were all kind of fill-ins, and they've been that way from the beginning of the season. That's why Cowboys was running ramshot on us yesterday, man, in
Yo,
the interior of the line and
yo.
on the rookie Evan Neal. It was just bad.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, they
So
had a field day. They had a field day for sure. Um, dog, we got our game spreads. I got the picks from last week. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen so y'all can see where we at with it. All right. So last week, or this past week, week 3, we all lost to Pittsburgh, Joe, on a Thursday
yeah,
night.
that was
Cleveland
terrible.
got them. Buffalo, Joe, what a game. What a
Yeah,
game. We're not even gonna act like Tua didn't have a concussion. The fact that they saying
bruh.
it was his back, it's a
No,
bold-faced lie. And this just goes to show, but people not even talking about like how the NFL be lying, dog.
his brain got rattled.
Rattled, dog. Rattled.
I don't care anybody says that joint got rattled.
Miami end up squeaking that joint away. Patriots at Baltimore. Mac Jones gets hurt in this one. Baltimore mudholes the
And then they say he
Patriots.
out with the ACL too. I think he is, or
Is it his ACL? It
it's
looked like
something
his. I thought it was
serious
his
though.
ankle. Yeah, the Bama was crying.
Who?
Matt
Mac
Jones,
Jones.
Oh, high ankle sprain.
high
So
Right.
ankle,
maybe 4 weeks.
which is never 4 weeks. That's one of the
Nah,
worst
that's
injuries.
the
You,
lingering,
Worse.
dingering jump.
yeah, it's the worst ankle joint, man. I'm trying to tell you, it ain't
Yeah.
gonna be 4 weeks.
Then you had Patriots at Baltimore. Baltimore smashed them. Lamar looking like the MVP,
Yeah,
which is Baltimore's nightmare. Do you think they might sabotage this Bama just to try stop his reign? Dog, he's cooking.
cooking.
Dog, I feel like the price just doubled, dog, after the first week.
I don't
This
know how
Bama
they're gonna be
worth
able to pay the
this Bama
Bama. You know,
worth 300. He won't ask for any number. He want 300
he
million
wants stock
guaranteed.
options.
That's what I'm saying, dog. You was at 200, you at 250 now, almost about to be 275. Guaranteed the way he's playing. Then you had Washington. Me and Aaron went all the way in on the jump. Uh Washington's just trash, dog. It's a debacle here. Con Rivera, he been lying to the media. I'm like, dog, how you lie to the media? It's one thing to lie to your family and like, you know what I'm saying? And
To
just
your family,
not,
though.
yeah, dog. I'm
Oh, the
saying
media, young. Come
over the
on, man.
media, dog. The media is paid to fact check. That's what they paid to do. That's what I'm saying. They gonna take whatever you tell them, and they gonna be like, okay, he said this. All right, ooh. So that's what I'm saying. He lying to Batman's who gonna fact check that it's lies. I just don't know how he has the a mitigated gall to just be doing that
I thought
all
And
the
he
he acts like
time.
it's not the digital age, like there aren't receipts
right.
from you throwing a player
Yeah,
under the bus last week. Then you get up in your press conference and say, "Well, we're not going to start throwing players under the bus."
yeah. He think
Oh,
we in 1979 or something like we ain't got cameras on every street, and it's just I don't get it, but
so it's not Jamin Davis's fault. That's what you're saying. Okay.
nah, not at all. Okay, they mud hold us. We got that. Chiefs stunned in one by the Colts. I mean, there was a little bit
Disgusting.
of talk about the B enemy and exchange with Pat Mahomes at the end of the first half. I think Pat
Mhm.
Mahomes wanted to put the pedal to the metal and try to score at the end of the half. They had time left, and B enemy was like, "We good," and for whatever reason, he just wanted to chill out, and then they end up losing the game.
Hmm.
And this is just one of them situations where the player was right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you have these situations where you have autonomy to the quarterback to kind of make decisions and do different things, sometimes they're gonna butt heads with the coach and the philosophy that's being put together, whatever. But I mean, I think that, and I don't think they will come out and say that, but I think that ultimately cost them the game. Then you had the Panthers in New Orleans. Panthers kind of beat New Orleans. And I mean, no, none of us saw that happening. Titans in Las Vegas. The Titans came back. Derrick Henry looked like Derrick Henry for once. Raiders 0-3. Is it time to hit the panic button?
I would say, if anything, if this doesn't turn around for Derek Carr, I don't know if he's still going to be in Oakland.
They just paid
I
him.
mean, in
They
Vegas.
just paid him, D.
That's
This
true.
off season.
That's right. They
This,
just gave him the bag.
and
So
they just
now,
got Josh McDaniels. Whose fault
There
is it?
it
ah,
is. There it is.
so
You
now
starting
you
to figure
got.
this out.
He's a genius, though. He's an offensive genius. So I don't know if he's the problem.
That boy can't bust a grape.
Can't bust a grape.
He can't do nothing without his daddy. Send him back to New England again
He got Super Bowls, man.
as a coordinator,
Can't bust a grape,
just
dog.
just like Kyle over there with his slow
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, he can't bust a grape, dog. So we just go ahead. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, they might be in the same vein as us. Uh, then you got Bears at Vikings at Detroit. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, they was able to get the win, but they didn't cover the spread. Lions lost DeAndre Swift. Looks like he gonna be out a couple weeks
He
to
stay
get
hurt.
healthy. He stay hurt. Bama
Stay
cooks
hurt,
when he
man.
plays, but he
Yeah,
he
he
stay hurt.
do. Yeah.
Detroit just is Detroit, dog. They just know how to let teams back in the game. I thought they had this game in hand for much of the entire game, and in the fourth quarter, they just fell apart.
Never forget.
Uh, Bears at Houston. Houston, played the Bears tough. Bears just did enough to win. They let Khalil Herbert, just run all over them essentially. Bears was able to get that W. Jets at Cincy. We all knew Cincy was going get him, except for D. I don't know what he thought Flacco was going to do.
Right.
Bucks at Packers. Bucks look a little suspect though.
They do.
I'm a little concerned for Tom Brady and them.
He looking like 45 years old now.
Yeah, this the oldest by far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still early in the season,
He's
so
losing a
maybe
lot of
maybe
tread though. That tread on that tire, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
And when that
yeah,
warm weather wear out, you playing in the cold weather at 45.
yeah. Well, he is in Tampa, so he'll get warm weather more than everybody else. Chargers at Jacksonville. Jacksonville look real. We all called this one. It's
Mm-hmm.
no way I'm going with Alabama who got a cracked rib. It's no way. I'm not picking the Chargers until they put in somebody who's not hurt. And I know y'all don't trust what's his name? Chase Daniels is they backup, I think.
Mm-mm.
That's a fail. But you got a dude in there with a cracked rib. This is the most inaccurate I've ever seen Justin Herbert be in a football game. He was overthrowing Bamas. Joseph's hitting the turf. Like
You
it just
can't throw with your ribs though. It's all connected. There's no way you could put the same accuracy and spin on the ball, touch and all that stuff with that type of injury at the quarterback position. You just can't.
it's
I'm
not
firing the
possible.
coach off that decision alone.
Yeah, that's stupidity. And I don't even know what's driving it. Like, if you really think that your team, I mean,
You just said it though.
you're right. You're right. Seattle at Falcons. Falcons squeaked out a win. Uh, then you have Broncos at San Fran. Everybody clowning Broncos because that game was super boring Sunday night. Um, and Eli Manning said you should have paid the punter 275 million over Russell Westbrook. He trolling out here. It's no love for these dudes, man. I just
But what about what's her name as their quarterback in San Fran? I mean,
Garoppolo is
yeah,
garbage.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Garoppolo.
Like
He
I got so sick of this love affair just based on Trey Lance replacing him.
right,
Bama's want to be nostalgic and pretend like he was this great quarterback. Like stop it. It's a reason Kyle Shanahan want this Bama out of here, and he is a quarterback guru allegedly, an
right.
offensive guru. If he don't want you there, stop it.
yeah.
He might be the
They
dumbest quarterback I've ever seen play football though. Like his IQ, I want to see his Wonderlic. It's got to be in the single digits. He does some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of Mark Sanchez, though. It is dumb. Giants and Cowboys, we talked about that. Rams and Cards. Rams look like they getting back to form. They beat the
Hmm.
Cardinals.
I don't trust the
Uh,
Cardinals, man. Cardinals it's hard
Cardinals
to
look real
call it.
set. Though I think, yeah, it just looked like I don't know what it is. It looked like they just be playing freelance football out there, dog. Like it
They
Yeah,
just
do.
don't look like
backyard
yeah, it don't
off
look like
catch
they really
joints.
have like it's like the coach would be like, all right, we're gonna run this, we're gonna run these plays. Like, okay, and if it's not open, you do this. Like it just doesn't seem like they have like a true like this is how we're gonna attack this team and this is how we're gonna beat this team. It's like it falls on the quarterback's shoulders to scamper around and make plays with his legs. And it just I don't know. All right, this week we got Miami at Cincy. This is a Thursday night game.
That's a
Cincinnati's
heck of a
favorite
game.
-4.
Dang, that's a heck of a game right there, man. Let me get Miami in that joint. Let me get Miami.
Going with Cincy. Aaron.
Uh, Give me Miami.
Okay, I'm Lone Ranger. All right, Jacksonville at Philly. Philly favored a touchdown.
Give me Jacksonville.
You know what you call it coming up to his old squad. He gonna have a plan.
Let me get Philly. Oh, it's the spread, but I'm gonna go Philly.
Philly been looking nice. Buffalo at Baltimore. This game of the week, dog. I don't want to see this. The best two quarterbacks in the league.
Mm.
Give me Baltimore.
I should just put Lamar right here. Lamar. We go over Baltimore.
You said Lamar. Yeah, let me go with the Ravens.
All right, Kansas City at Tampa Bay.
Let me get the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
You put that in for yourself.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Chiefs. This a lot.
That's a lot. Vikings at New Orleans, London game. New Orleans are underdogs 2.5.
Mm. The Vikings been playing like some poo, man. Can Kirk Cousins win in London? He doesn't do good with the away games.
Mm.
Hmm. Let me get New Orleans.
All right.
It's prime time, right?
It's in London, 9:15.
So
Give
it's
me the
prime time. It's prime time for them.
give me the Vikings.
All right. Houston at the Chargers. Chargers are favorite -5.
Let me get Houston.
Right.
Uh, give me the Chargers.
All right. Atlanta at Cleveland. Cleveland's favorite -1.5.
Cleveland.
Yeah, let me get the Browns.
Detroit at Seattle. Seattle's underdogs at home +5.
Sheesh. Give me Seattle.
Seattle, cause it's Detroit.
Yeah, you can't trust Detroit. That's a fact. Giants at Chicago, D. Chicago's underdogs at home.
Mm. We got a lot of injuries now, man. Leonard Williams is out. Offensive line interior is pretty much out. I'm gonna go with the Chicago, man.
What?
We got the injuries are piling up now for us, and our offense is not scoring.
Mm, give me the Bears.
This right here is lock of the week, right here, ain't it? Coming
It
up.
is Washington.
Lock.
Just give me the Cowboys. I'm not.
Give me
We not
Washington. Nah,
lock.
nah. You know how it go.
Raiders at Denver.
Oh, this is another game that's like, eek.
I think the Raiders win one.
Give me the Broncos. They trash though. That coach is terrible too. Give me the Raiders.
I'm about to say, give me the Raiders as well. There's no way I can just right now.
We're gonna be out there for that one. That's the game.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Huh?
Hold on, is
Yeah.
it at Denver? I thought it was at the Raiders.
Oh, it's at the Raiders.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's not at Vegas.
It's at dinner.
Yeah, it's
Hold on,
not.
let me
oh.
see.
Yeah, it says at Denver. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna not be in Vegas.
Yeah, I can
Nah.
check. Oh
No, it's
yeah,
at Raiders. Yeah,
it's
I
at
know
Raiders.
I'm
It's
not
at Raiders.
tripping. I'm like, yeah, I'm not
It's at
crazy.
Raiders. Yeah, it's at Raiders.
That's the first thing I looked at when I booked the trip. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely Raiders there.
Oh yeah. All right. Green Bay at New England.
10.5. Good night.
I'm going with
Give
Green
Green
Bay.
same here. Give me Green Bay. This is
If Brian Hoyer is the quarterback, that's a
but
lot.
but 10.5 is that spread though.
If Brian
Yeah, because
Hoyer is
Green
the
Bay don't
quarterback,
score like that. They offense.
Yeah.
This is all Aaron Rodgers' reputation because these Bama's cannot score the rock. Uh, I'm gonna go New England to cover.
yeah, why not? Yeah, because it's really like 13. It's home. 49ers at Rams.
Rams lock.
Rams.
Jets at Pittsburgh.
Ooh, this is a close game. Pittsburgh
Three
needs a
and a half.
quarterback. Pittsburgh needs a quarterback, man.
Uh, I think Pittsburgh will win, but I think it'll be by a field goal.
Let me get the Jets on this one.
I ain't picking no goddamn Jets.
That's the part
Give
that's
me the give me
that's
the Steelers. I couldn't
It's
do
like
it though.
it's like
I
picking
couldn't do it.
Detroit, man. It's so
No, they bad.
difficult.
The Jets is trash, dog.
Ah
I just
man.
Flacco had a decent-ish game last go out, but no, I can't. Not 2 weeks in a row.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm still going Jets.
all right. Panthers at Arizona.
Cardinals. If they lose this, I'm done. Fire the coach. Get the bug out of there. Blow the whole joint up, dog.
Get the let me get the Cardinals as well.
I'm going with the Panthers. Colts at Tennessee.
Let me get the Titans.
Titans.
Division game and in Tennessee.
With the exception of one game, I feel like all these might hit this week.
Oh yeah, we something gonna hit.
And we
This
know
is
what
the
game
week.
that one game is. But let's keep the magic going.
Right now the scores is 25, 19, 21. Jeremy and his brother, they both at 24. So we all it's still in the little pack.
Okay.
Still in the little pack. Ain't nobody ran away with it. One a good 12 game win jump would definitely propel somebody to the forefront though.
What was the last week's tally?
8, 7, 7, 10, and 9.
So Jeremy really
Yeah, Jeremy had the week. If you get
Yeah.
10, that really like kind of puts you up there.
right.
Yeah. So those are our games. Follow us at OSS at Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Wiz Buffy. Shout out to Kicking It with G-Man, Lance J Radio, Sports Talk Tasha, Jenna Garcia, everybody who rock with us heavy. My man Omar, Chris, Wes, everybody who rock with us. Appreciate y'all support. And we out.